I had a Lexus GS at the time. It was like a $40,000 car.
Right.
Jumped to a $300,000 Gallardo Spider. It was my first exotic car that I bought. Go to the Ferrari dealership and double down and get a second car. McLaren 1050S. I was the first person in America to receive the first one.
At Zero Cars, how many are in your fleet now?
85 cars right now.
85 cars.
Crazy, right?
Hey guys, what's going on? This is David Chen, and we're on another edition of Pandanomics, and this is a brand new one because we are here live at the MPH Club with the man, the boss with the sauce, Big Lee. What's up, my man?
Thank
How you
bro.
doing?
Appreciate it, man.
It's kind of a serendipitous thing that we met. I'll tell you, I came in here, legendary spot, legendary place. Everyone in the car world knows. The client that wanted to come here had the best experience, effing experience ever. Best guys, nicest guy. We get lucky to run into Lee over here, Daniel, the whole entire team. And now we're doing a podcast together, right? And it's an amazing thing. Now, tell us, Lee, the MPH Club, how did you get the name? And what was your desire when you first started this?
Well, when I first started this concept, I wanted to own a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, but I didn't have the funds to actually own the car. I wanted to buy one. And I knew if you buy a $300,000 car and you drive it off the lot, you lose 10% right away. Right? That's normal procedure buying an exotic car. So when I came up with the concept, I got to own these cars. I'm so passionate about them. A couple of friends have them, a couple of my neighbors, people I live next by, and I'm like, I got to own a fucking Lamborghini.
Right.
And one day I came up with the concept, like, what if I share the car with somebody? That'd be a lot cheaper, right? And look, I'm a computer geek. I build websites, I optimize them, and that's my background. That's what I do my whole life. So I figured, let me just build a website where I could actually share the car, rent the car, and I started realizing there's a demand out there. People actually are looking to rent high-end exotic cars. Right. So I built a whole fake facade. I got it ranked on Google, and I got a lot of leads. A lot of people inquiring on renting these cars. I just took pictures from Google and slapped a website together and made it look cool, and realized, wow, there's a big demand here.
Right.
Now let me go buy the car, and that was the most challenging part.
Wow. It was definitely a challenging part.
It was definitely. I didn't have the funds. I didn't have the credit. Who the fuck am I to buy a Lamborghini for the first time? I had a Lexus GS at the time. It was like a $40,000 car.
Right.
Jumped to a $300,000 Gallardo Spider. Was my first exotic car that I bought, and that was a really challenging part.
Well, tell me how you did that, because there's two things that I know when that happens, right? The first thing is there's a thing that you have to overcome mentally that you can actually have the balls to do it, which a lot of people would stop there, right? They're like, I can't do it. There's no way I can do it. I can't figure it out and go from there. Yeah. Tell me that process that you did that and how you accomplished that first task where you actually got the Lambo.
So the passion was 10 years of my life, from a young child.
Overnight success, right?
Yeah. Right? I keep on saying that. Overnight success took 15 years. But yeah, so like when I was a young child, I grew the passion of driving these exotic cars and owning them, and didn't realize it was actually a thing that I could actually accomplish. Right. And then when I became a young teenager, I realized, okay, this is where I could build the fake facade and the website. And I built it, I got the car, and I started renting it out a couple times, and I offset my expenses. So, I broke even at the end of the month. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. The game changed when one client took the car for a month, and my eyes opened up. And that was my aha moment, Right. And a client took the car for a whole month. It was a big transaction. I could have took that money and pay off all my debt, or go to the Ferrari dealership and double down and get a second car.
You doubled down in leverage?
Double down in leverage.
Double down in leverage. Now, double down in leveraging, because I'm going to talk about this part. Yeah. Again, takes
balls.
Double balls down.
Yes,
You're doubling your balls down to leverage, right? Literally. And now you got everyone in your ears screaming, yelling.
Yeah, my parents, what are you doing?
Yep. Money, right? Because you come from humble beginnings, pay it off. Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 cash, no credit. Yep. Right? So culturally, it's already messed up in your head because it's not the way we were taught to make money.
Yeah, school didn't teach you this.
Right. The way that you're learning is the way rich people make money. Right? Which is what we've done and learning going from there. You break through, you go from there, you double down. Yep. What was the deciding factor when you're like, man, that was the exact moment I was like, this is when I double down? Yeah,
so that client who rented the car for a month, it was a big capital, and I said, let me go to the Ferrari dealership and see if I can make a deal happen and finance a second car, and I did that, and I was accomplished to do it. And by then, I realized, okay, I have a little business going on here. Turn it into a hobby, hustle to get a free car, and I got 2 free cars. Right. And this is fucking awesome. Right. I wasn't looking to make a profit. Right. I was already making money with my marketing company, my online services that I was providing, but I had 2 amazing cars that I was hustling on the side. And then eventually they started making a little profit here and there, and I realized, okay, there's something here. Let me get a third car. went to get a third car, and then I had an issue with parking 3 cars in my apartment building where I was living at, and then I said, all right, I got to get a building, I got to get a place, right? So I leased my first facility at the Opelika Airport, which is like 2 miles from here, and that was my first place because I wanted a safe, secured place that I could park my cars safely, and it was a cool wow factor where all the clients land there, all the rich clients land there, and that's how I started the business, technically. I said, you know what, this is actually making me more money than my marketing company right now, so let me focus over here. And one thing led to another, where every couple months, another car, another car, another car. Within the first year, bro, I had 10 cars.
10 cars in your first year. Out of those 10 cars, which one was your favorite car out of those 10?
Ooh, okay, so the 10 cars were a variety of cars. The sports cars are always popular, and that's what I wanted, because that's what I thought I wanted. But then I realized I really like the luxury cars. I had a Bentley Flying Spur.
I like the Bentley Flying Spur.
That shit's a sick car. Yeah, at the time when it first came out, it was sick. It was sick. So that was like my favorite car. I also had a G-Wagon, which is still today one of my favorite cars right now. So those two were the cars that like overwhelmed me. I was surprised, like, wow, I actually like this thing. The G-Wagon, at first when I saw it, like, why do people always request it? Why do people want it? It's such a square-looking vehicle. But when I drove it, I realized why. The ruggedness, the man truck, I fucking love that thing.
All the manliness
yes,
that's there. I like this. You know, what's interesting is that you started that, and now at 0 cars, how many are in your fleet now?
Oof, we hit about 85 cars right now.
85 cars.
Crazy, right?
A blessing, a vision, an ability to believe in yourself, big, gigantic balls, right? Grit. 85 cars from you believing and everyone else telling you couldn't do it.
Correct.
85.
Yeah. I got a lot of negativity in the beginning.
I bet you did. The negativity in the beginning is always a journey as an entrepreneur that no one ever seems to kick, that keeps the 1% there.
Yeah, it was like, it was fuel for me, bro. It was motivation.
Absolutely. Tell me how you shaped that into fuel for you to motivate.
I'll prove you wrong.
Prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you did that because you had undeniable belief in yourself.
Yep.
The next question is, at 85 cars, which one do you like the most?
So recently, I love a couple of the new Porsches that we added to the fleet.
Nice.
Like right behind you is this blue GT3. It is such a sick car. I still love my G-Wagons.
Nice.
The G63, the 4x4s, those things are monster trucks. I love those things. I do have a passion to all of them, like my kids. You can't pick a favorite, but I do like them all for what they're made for. But personally, every month it does change. I get new cars constantly. I'm spoiled. Every month I get something new. Like last month we got a Phantom. Next month I'm getting a Spectre, so I'm sure I'm going to like that thing.
Amazing.
There's so many cool cars, and I really do love them all equally. But on a daily basis, I love my G-Wagons.
My question is, on the G-Wagons, it's your favorite car on a daily basis. What's a car that you'll never buy again?
McLarens have issues.
They got issues. You hear that, Mr. Brown?
McLarens got issues. Yeah, they do. They have technology issues. They have issues with the dealerships, and that's the only reason why. Other than that, they're really cool cars.
Great cars.
Yeah.
Service is everything, though.
Yes.
That's probably a big part of it.
Yeah, these cars are very fragile.
When you talk about service, and you're buying all these high-end cars, and you're dealing with service, and they're not scrupulous, they're not moving in time frames, not doing things you can do, because your business is, the quicker I get it back, the better it's going to be.
Yep.
How do you work on these type of deals for people where they understand that speed is everything towards you, and they're giving you the best quality back of detail, right? Because they take these guys on rallies, there's no scratches, no dents, there's nothing, it's perfect. How do you work on that? When you were thinking about that as the biggest issue, how did you work around that to understand the time and the speed of getting this product back into your hands?
I wanted to provide a car to a client that I would drive myself. Meaning, like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm a detailed guy. If there's dirt in the car, I want to clean it. If there's a little smudge here, I want to fix it. If there's a scratch here or a dent here, I constantly fix and maintain these cars like they're my own personal vehicle.
Amazing.
And clients always compliment on that, and that let fuel to it, right? So I constantly am on top of it. I've structured rules in my business where if a car comes back with a damage, it cannot be rented. It's got to be fixed, and then it can be rented again. Wow. So we constantly do that.
I love the pride that you take into the business that you're doing and making sure it's perfection. Tell me, as a businessman, why is that important for people to know that? And at this level, when you're renting out to some of the biggest celebrities, biggest people, what the difference is between you and then coming to someone with you in service as opposed to somebody else?
Well, the biggest difference between us and any people who are doing this in industry is the quality of inventory that we have, right? Probably 50% of the inventory that we currently have, yeah, you can't find this anywhere else in the world. Like, I got 2 F1 cars for rent. You can't fucking rent that anywhere else.
Nowhere else, man.
So a lot of the cars we have, you can't find. Right behind me is the 750S Spider. The McLaren 750S, I was the first person in America to receive the first one, and then quickly a lot of people got him, but I was the first one. We always get those firsts.
Not bad, man. Not bad at all, man. Not bad at all. I love it.
And a lot of clients appreciate that, and they see it, and they want to try it out first. And the quality that we provide with the cars, the pricing is very competitive, and we build a good relationship with the clients. A lot of great customer service. Look, you're going to spend a lot of money when you do something like this, so you want to have good customer service that backs you up with it.
Right, 100%. The service is everything going from there. What are some of the pitfalls that you've seen as a business guy that you, if you could go back, you would change?
In my business?
In your business.
Well, anytime we make a mistake, I learn from it. I don't look at it as a loss, I look at it as a lesson.
I love it.
And I immediately put rules in place not to repeat those mistakes again, so we can evolve and improve as a company, as in a human being. You know, it's the biggest thing. So I constantly do that, and that happens almost every day, man. When a mistake happens, we learn from it, and we fix it.
I think that's important because a lot of people fixate and they blame the situation. And I always say this to my team, I'm like, dude, I'm the CEO, so I'm the one who screwed up in the end. It's my name, my brand on the line. I led you guys. Doesn't matter who made the mistakes in between. We lost as a team.
Correct.
Like we just lost as a team.
Correct.
I love hearing that to other people in different industries who believe and feel the same way.
I always ask for feedback as a client. When you rent a car, how was it? How was the car? Tell me. If you tell me, hey, the car shakes and makes a noise, great. Thanks for telling me. I'll go fix that.
I love it. You know, as you're doing that, you're putting together, I'm looking around, and you're part of one of the most infamous videos online, right? The company. The day that Neon gets swatted. Tell me, because we talked a little bit about that, right? When you first came in here, we're talking about influencers. Tell me about the influencers and your thought and how that happened with Neon.
So, okay, I am not familiar with him too much. I've seen him around on social media and stuff. I'm not familiar with the power this kid has.
Right.
So, one of my guys is talking to him that's working in the marketing department. He's like, hey, trying to convince me to bring him in here. I'm like, sure, no problem. Let's bring him. Let's see what we could do. He comes in. I meet the guy. He's very nice. He's a sweetheart. Him, his security guys, they're cool, down to earth. 5 minutes of them being here, literally 5 minutes. I walk upstairs just to put my stuff down in my office, and I look at the security cameras like, why did the 5 police officers just roll up? And they roll up pretty fast. They pulled up like,
cops,
what the fuck? I run downstairs, I go through the front door, and I see this woman police officer, a big girl, with a fucking AR, walks up like this and pointing the AR at me. I'm like, what's going on? I'm freaking out.
Holy cow.
Bro, immediately, in the second, he was right behind me, so the second they saw Neon's face, they all de-escalated. They all realized what's going on. And I really caught on in 2 seconds what's going on, and I realized, okay, wow, we're getting swatted. This is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Bro, I walked around the property. There's 6 police officers in the back, 5 in the front. 2 of them came from the side doors. They're all over the fucking place. It was
Bananas.
insane. They came prepared, homie. Oh my God, everybody had guns and ARs. And once they saw his face, everybody calmed down and started smiling.
Dude, thank God, man. They like kicked down this beautiful door. Like, put your hands up, man. It sounds like a crazy scene in a movie.
Yeah, it turned positive in 2 seconds. They all walked in here. They all went goo gaga over the cars. So we showed them all the cars. We're hanging out, shooting the shit for the cops for an hour. It's fucking awesome.
You talk about taking lemons and making that thing lemonade. You know, when you see someone like Neon come in and the influence and the power, you know, you have a lot of different people that come in and rent from here, right?
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite people that you're like these are the type of people that really resemble the MPH Club?
Oh, man, I have a lot of really cool clients. That's a tough one to see who's my favorite.
Hey, name a couple.
I met a lot of really cool people in this industry. You know, I'll name you a couple of people that I respect and would love to continue servicing them in the future. I have a lot of respect for Dan Bazarian. I have a lot of respect for Tyga, Steve Aoki. So many celebrities. Shaquille O'Neal is really cool, sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart, bro.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade came in here a couple of times. That was pretty
right?
cool. Floyd Mayweather, bro. He does not need to rent cars, and he constantly rents cars.
That's
he constantly fucking loves these toys.
That's service, man.
Yeah, he loves playing around. He's really cool. He's a big supporter. There's so many really cool people in this industry, and I build those relationships with these type of people, and they always constantly come back, man. It's really cool.
I love it. When you have to deal with an unscrupulous customer, how do you handle that yourself and maintain the reputation of MPH?
Well, we make sure we keep a really good relationship. You know, whatever they ask for, we say yes to death.
Amazing.
Right? So whatever they need to. Hey, I'm landing at 2 o'clock in the morning. No problem, we got you. Where are you landing? The private airport. No problem, we'll be there. We'll be there waiting. Do you want anything to drink? Do you want anything to eat? You know, we'll make it happen. So they appreciate that and they see that and they constantly come back because of the amazing customer service that we provide.
You know, when you're looking at this outside of renting cars, music videos, different videos you have, tell me an amazing time where that happened.
Yeah.
And you had something really cool like that.
So there's been a lot of cool opportunities where we get involved in production purposes. And I didn't know this when I got into the industry. I didn't realize there's a lot of people who are in need of renting an exotic car for production purposes.
Yeah.
It was kind of new to me when I first read that. I thought people would want to joyride the cars.
Right.
But no, bro, a lot of people take the cars and barely put any miles on them because they want to use it for production purpose, a movie, commercials, or a music video. And I've been to a lot of really cool music videos, a lot of really cool ones. My favorite one recently, well, not too recently, it was like a year ago, Drake. Woo. That was really insane. He needed a specific car, so I had to outsource it. I know a buddy of mine had a red Enzo.
Red Enzo.
Yeah, it's a very special car.
Very hard car to
$4 or
get.
$5 million car.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Very hard car to get. But I knew this one guy who specifically had the car, and he was open to renting it out with 0 miles for the right person. And that was the biggest thing, concern of these hypercars, is putting miles on them, right? So I sent the flatbed to go pick up the car. We brought it over to the music videos place. He rented this fucking $50 million mansion in Miami Beach, and he parked the car in the driveway. Did a really cool scene, waiting for him to show up. He shows up. Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. How you doing? 3 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. Did his thing and got out.
Wow.
Like so quick. He's a professional. Walked in, so polite, so nice. Blew me away with the production because they had the whole setup, like 20 people were there setting up the cameras and everything. Right. He pulls up with his Escalade, knocks it all out, does his thing, and leaves in 2 seconds. I'm like, wow, that was so quick. That was so cool. Amazing. I'm a big fan of Drake, so pulling it off and making it possible for him in a short period of time, because he called us in the morning, by the afternoon we had it done.
Right.
So I really made it happen. Thank goodness to the connections and the relationships that I built in the years, I was able to pull it off for him. So that was like the coolest experience I had. That's
such an amazing experience because you went above and beyond for a client and you made that work.
Yep.
Tell me, how did the MPH Club, how did you come up with the name and what's the brand behind that?
So I wanted to come up with a really cool name. Me and a buddy of mine were hanging out one day, and we took a trip. We were like in the zone of just like, you know, this is the concept we were trying to put together, and throwing stupid names out there. And then one of them kind of like stuck was it was like auto club or garage club, something with the word club, right? And he came up with like, what about MPH? I'm like, yeah, MPH Club. You know, first it was the mile per hour club. That's how I started, the mile per hour club. And then we decided to make it shorter with MPH Club.
Right.
And then it just hit me after like a couple of days of marinating on it. I'm driving my car and I'm seeing MPH on my dashboard. I'm seeing MPH on the streets, on the signs, on the road. MPH is everywhere. Subliminal messages are everywhere. All the time. And I'm like, this is it. I'm getting goosebumps telling the story, bro. This is it. This is the name. So it stuck with us, and the name was not available. I had to buy the domain. It was $7,000. That's how I started the company. I'm like, all right, since I built a whole fake facade, before I buy the car, I bought the domain name for $7,000. I trademarked it, I registered it, I spent a lot of money. And then I went to go buy my first car. So I really heavily invested into it before I jumped in.
That's amazing. You know, as you did that and you have this, you have a lot of events. You have annual events, you have some events that you're helping other people. Tell me about some of the powerful events that you have. And before we start this, like, when I go to events, this is one thing I think a lot of people understand when it comes to business. You're not going to events to get shitty kitty. Right. You're not going to get effed up. If you are, you're usually not somebody important. Like that's just usually that's a standard in these events, right? The second thing is you're going in there trying to be nice, as friendly as you can, because everybody's important. So you can never write anybody off, right? That's the second part. And the third part that I always do when you go to these events is there has to be a purpose. Like, who am I going to talk to? How important are they? And what is my objective going into that, right? Then you have these type of fun events where you're coming in, you're hanging out cars, talking about things, it's more chill. It's more when people are in their element. And I always tell people when it comes to networking, those events are so much more significant than the giant conferences because they're more personable. At the events that you're throwing and the things that you're doing, tell us a little bit about the event that you have coming up and the personal things that people can do and learn from as a part of your event.
So we throw a lot of cool events here. They're all random. Sometimes we throw like a networking event or art event because I have a lot of really cool art that I've acquired. Really cool stuff here. So we throw random events, but the one I'm really passionate about right now is our rally. And that's an event of its own.
Tell me about this rally.
I've been sponsoring rallies for over 15 years because of MPH Club, right? We rent high-end exotic cars for people who want to go on a rally. And I've been sponsoring and attending dozens and probably almost 100 rallies by now of past 15 years. And even the biggest ones like Gumball 3000, there was R2R rally. There's so many big rallies that happen. I constantly sponsor them and attend to them and have a great time. And I learned a lot from each one of them and all the cool experiences. And I decided to have our own rally. So we launched our first rally last year. It was insane. It was a 2-day event, right? So we started small with a 2-day event from last year. And we rented the penthouse at Fanaboo Hotel. Wow. We threw a huge party. We had 100 exotic cars. 250 participants show up. And all the cars pulled up to Fanaboo Hotel. They all get decaled with the stickers on the cars, with those sponsors that we lined up. We had the penthouse on the top of the tower. Jason Derulo came by, performed a little bit for us. He was really cool, became a good client of ours, good friend. And he showed us some love. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Jason.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah. He came by. It was really cool. We threw a little sticker party. And then we, on Saturday morning, that was a Friday night. So on Saturday morning, we went to Okeechobee. I rented out a gun range. So it was like a 2-hour drive. We had state troopers. We had 8 police officers, state troopers, take all the 100 cars to Okeechobee, rented out the whole gun range. I had the professionals from FBI agents, from all the trainers that teach these guys. We had 10 of them. They all lined up and showed us how to use these crazy guns. They brought fucking AR guns, from the classic ones to the new ones, all sorts of different 9mm guns, bazookas, crazy shit, bro. We shot a lot of amazing, really cool guns. Everybody had a great experience with it. We had some amazing food there as well. And once I finished the shooting, we actually blew up a car for like the finale, right?
Wow.
That was a really cool experience. And
what car did you blow up?
It was just a junk car that we bought from the junkyard. But yeah, we blew up the car. Once it blew up, we finished there. We drove to Miami Beach. We rented out the Seafarer. It was like a 220-foot yacht. Right, so we had the Seafarer.
220 foot.
Yeah, that's.
You went over the 200.
Yeah, I went over
okay,
the
so, yeah, okay. I mean, you know the extra 20 feet. Okay.
It was a big event, so I had to fit over 250 people there.
At least, right?
Yeah, so they all we went on the Seafarer. We jumped on it, did a whole little party night, and that was like the full valley. So it was like a 36-day event, 36-hour event. That was non-stop party, experience after another, cool food, cool experience, cool vibes, good energy, great networking, and that was last year, and that was our first one.
Wow.
So I can't wait to announce and share my next one. It's going to be in November. Very soon we're going to make the announcement, and I'm going to blow it out of the water. It's going to be insane, and I can't wait to do it. Very soon we're going to make the announcement, and I would love for you to actually come and participate, please.
We would love to come, man. We'd be honored. Thank you for having us, man. It'd be amazing to have there. You know, you're following everything, right? You've done everything at this point. You're an avid runner. You're talking about that, how you run every day. You just did your first marathon. All these amazing things. You have an amazing collection of Jordans. Tell me about this collection of Jordans.
The Jordans?
Yeah. All your shoes up there.
Yeah, okay. So the Jordans started at an early age. That's technically how I started my hustle, bro. So my family couldn't afford to buy me a $150 pair of sneakers.
It's all good back in the day,
it's
man.
Insane. It's insane. When I asked my dad, he looked at me
30 years ago, like, you're stupid, right? Exactly.
Yeah, who the fuck you think you are? You don't need, you're going to grow out of them next month. You're going to destroy them tomorrow. What are you doing, right?
Exactly.
So I really wanted a pair of Jordans, and I couldn't afford them. So I'm like, how do I get them? And my dad's like, go get a job. Again, I'm fucking 12 years old. Yeah. Go get a job. I didn't know what that meant. So when I got that concept of go get a job, I didn't really comprehend. I didn't understand what that meant. Literally the same week, I went to school, and some kid, I'm in class, paying attention to the teacher. Some kid taps on my shoulder and tells me, "Hey, bro, you want to buy a lollipop?" I'm like, "Sure. How much are they?" He goes, 25 cents. Sorry, he goes, 50 cents. I'm like, "Well, I could get it for 25 cents across the street. Why are you selling 55? He goes, "I got to make a profit." And that's where the light bulb started. I'm like, that's how I could get my Jordans. Yeah. So the next day I came to school with $3, bought many lollipops as I can. I came home with $6. That was the first day. And I started selling candy in school. Then I graduated to selling CDs, burning CDs, music. You remember Napster back in the day?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that shit was, that was the money maker.
Napster, man. Dude, when the CD came out, you spent the double ones?
Bro, so...
You guys understand how hard this was.
Yeah, and that's how I started making money with all of that, and it eventually grew, right? And that just graduated for me to buy my pair of Jordans. Eventually, I saved enough money to buy my first car, and yeah.
That's amazing, man. Now, how many Jordans do you have, and which one's your prize Jordan?
So I have probably like 20 of them. Never been worn, never been touched, and just, I did this because of like, all right, fuck it, I couldn't buy them in the beginning, I could buy the whole collection.
Yeah, dude, yeah, exactly. No, I own them all. Exactly, bro. That's a little kid fulfilled, man.
Yep.
What's your favorite one?
I love them all, bro. I really can't pick, but I think like my first one, I can't tell you the number, but I can describe it. I'll show it to you in a minute.
We'll pull them up with our review when we see them over.
I'm such a big fan of Jordan, the whole collection of the Bulls and the whole championship and the run they did for 6 years, 6 championships. I have all the jerseys upstairs. I'll show you as well. Michael Jordan's signature, Scottie Pippen, Donnie's Rip, all of them, bro.
Dennis Rodman,
yeah.
Nine, man. So as we're wrapping this up,
yeah,
tell me one piece of advice that you can give everyone out there, in business or in life, that you take on every single day, that you believe in.
You know, something I mentioned earlier, bro, don't repeat the same mistake twice. That's the only way us human beings will adapt and grow in this life, is learning from your mistakes. If you're going to repeat it over and over again, you're not going to evolve, you're not going to get better. So my biggest advice I preach to my friends, my family, my employees, my teachers, everybody, I constantly say this, is learn from your mistakes, don't repeat them over and over.
And it's interesting that you're saying that, because the mistake keeps happening in different forms until you learn it.
Yes.
Right? In different businesses, in different parts of your life, but it's the same concept, right?
Bro, once you perfect that and you learn how to not repeat the same mistakes, I started learning from other people's mistakes.
Amen.
So now I'm being proactive instead of reactive.
100%.
And I'm constantly doing that. Like if I see you making a mistake, I'm gonna make sure I don't make the mistake you made.
100%. That's where the education side of it comes in, right? People go to get their masters, or in our world, hustling on the streets to get here, right? But that's the education and the process that's happening there, man. Lee, I thank you so much for your time, your hospitality, your generosity. Beautiful, beautiful place. Man, you making it out there, brother. Like, it's amazing. It's a blessing. But for everybody here at Pandanomics and Mile Per Hour Club, thank you guys for listening in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, dude. Thank you, dude. This was great, dude.
Amazing.